But the first time I think I got up and actually spoke was to say, I need help, my marriage is falling apart, and I broke down in tears in front of everybody. I think I got convinced when I went through the hard time of the divorce, and really the time after the divorce, and the time, it's like the long period before and after, was when I think I got convinced of God's love for me. Prior to that, I knew God could do what he wanted. I was convinced of the truth of the gospel. What I struggled with was God's love for me. So there was a lot of love and learning of his care for me in a dark spot, and knowing that he didn't abandon me in that. And there's still part of me that looks at those years and I'm like, okay, seriously, God, I lost 6 to 8 years of my life to this relationship. I look and I don't see much good that came from that. I see a lot of hurt and sorrow that did. Was this really the way we had to go through this lesson? The thing in my mind that sticks out with God's love for me is that it's faithful, that it's continuous, that he's steadfast in it. Because I guess that means that I'm not going to screw it up, that it's not dependent on me, that he will see this through. So yeah, it's that faithfulness. It's a love that, unlike every other love there is, it's a love that does not waver. A big change that's happened for me has been, I think I was aware that God would take care of me because I've read scripture, and I'm like, it says that he'll do that. But functionally in my mind, the way that always played out was, as long as I make the right choices and do the responsible things, he'll take care of me. I think that played out in a lot of aspects of my life, which was, as long as I am following through to at least like 85% of what I'm supposed to be doing, God's there for me. If I drop below that 85% mark, we'll see where this goes with him. I guess it was just that general sense that I needed to be a particular way for God to continue to be kind and to continue to love me. I don't think my marriage would be what it is now without that, because I know that I don't need to be a certain level of perfect husband in order for Rebecca to love me. She loves me the way the church loved me. She loves me in a narrower sense the way God loved me, in the sense that she goes, this is my husband. The way God goes, this is my child who I love. This is my husband who I love. And I screw up all the time. And her love doesn't waver in that. And I know that God is even more perfect than that, and that I screw up all the time and his love doesn't waver, that it's faithful and continuous and steady to see me through all these things. I think when I first became a Christian, although I knew the doctrine accurately, what I basically felt like Jesus did was fill in the last 20% of our score. He still had to get to 80. Slowly coming to the awareness that no, he actually is filling in the whole score the whole time. And that you don't need to be a certain level of perfect in order for this to work.